Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm your host, Derek. I'm an addict. What's up, Josh?
I'm Josh.
Boy, Josh here. Gonna be sharing his experience straight to help with y'all, and I hope y'all find it useful and helpful in your situation. I'm gonna go ahead and let Josh take it from here.
All right, what's up? Hey, my name's Joshua. I'm an addict. I got about 2 months and 3 to 4 days clean so far. I live at a recovery house. It's called the Welcome House. This is my 4th time being here. Technically 3 times on record. My addiction started when I was young, at a young age, when I was 12 years old. I was in high school. Started smoking weed, started smoking cigarettes first, and then my buddies were smoking weed, started smoking weed and shit. But did that throughout high school, started skipping school, trying to be cool with the big boys, running the streets. And then around the age of 15, 16, tried my first beer, and fell in love with it instantly. Just started drinking daily, getting drunk, skipping more school, dropped out of school because of my alcoholism and smoking pot and trying different drugs. Dabbled around with mixture of drugs, cocaine, mushrooms, acid, ecstasy, up until I was about 20, 21. I used to be recreational karate and boxing at that age, and I tore my rotator cuff. That led me to the hospital. Got put on painkillers, hydrocodones at first. I was on those for a year or two. Stopped doing them for a while. I was drinking, got my first DUI when I was 21. Got caught with marijuanas within a month of catching my DUI. So got me put on probation. Shit, I don't even know where to go. That got me put on probation. I was good for a year, stayed clean and sober because I had to. I didn't want to go to jail. So I stayed clean, and as soon as I got off papers, the first thing I did, I went and bought a fat sack of weed, bought a case of beer, and started drinking a lot again, every single day. Got to the point where I was taking whiskey to work and drinking at work, getting drunk at work. Really didn't interfere with my work too much then when I was younger. But then after a few years, the boss started catching on, and he let me go, and I didn't care. That just gave me more reason to drink more. So that's all I did for a while, was just drink and smoke pot until I was about 27. And I got back on the opiates, started doing oxycodones, hydrocodones, Roxys, morphine, whatever I could get my hand on. After a year of doing the pills, popping pills, snorting them, I found a heroin. I started doing heroin. And I only shot up a handful of times, but I mainly snorted heroin, smoked it, and really did it any way I could to get high. And I fell in love with heroin instantly the first time I did it. I did not want to get off of it. I loved it more than anything. I was doing things that I never thought I would do in a lifetime, I was stealing from my parents. I robbed my girlfriend. I robbed her grandparents for over $1,000. Got arrested that night. And luckily I had an attorney. He's a good attorney, so he got me off with just $1,000 fine. And that didn't stop shit. I just kept banging heroin and snorting it up until October 27th, 2013. It was crazy. I was homeless on the streets that summer of 2013. My parents, they got fed up with me. All the lying and cheating, stealing, not giving a fuck. I didn't care who you were or who I hurt. I just did it because I wanted to get high. October 26th, I was outside talking on the phone, talking to this chick, trying to score some Dilaudidins. And some kids came through, early 20s, 18 years old, asked if they could pray for me. They prayed for me. And I went straight to bed after that. I didn't even get the Dilaudid. And the next day, went up to the church and to get some food. The first people I seen, they were older people. I asked them for some change. Made up a lie because I wanted to get to the bus stop. But that I just wanted to get drunk or high. So they didn't give me no change. I went inside the church, that same group of kids, they were in there. And they talked to me and stuff, gave me a job application. They gave me some change. I went back outside. As I was leaving, the two older guys were out there asking if they could pray for me. And they prayed for me. And they gave me $3 or $4 in change. So I didn't go to the bus stop. Everybody knows that. I went down to the liquor store, bought 2 25 ounces of Bud Ice. I opened the can. Once I got home, took one drink and I set it down. I don't know why, but for some reason that day, I ran upstairs to the bed and got on my hands and knees, and asked God, begged God, please help me, God, get me out of this, I need help. Please help me. A few hours later, I called her my guardian angel. My uncle's mom came and said, Joshua, I'm taking you to detox. And that was October 27, 2013. We went to detox and got out around November 5th and came straight here to the Welcome House. That was my first time of going through sobriety. Came here for a week, and the deal was if I go to treatment for 28 days, they'll let me stay here. So I went to treatment for 28-day program, inpatient, got out and came right back to the Welcome House, and I stayed here for a year. I was good the whole time. I worked the program, I had a sponsor. I even made a video for the Welcome House telling my story. And they showed it in front of 4,000 people at the Tom Watson golf tournament. I stayed sober for about a year after the year that I stayed in here, and met this girl, fell in love, and was doing real good. We broke up. As soon as we broke up, that was my excuse to go back to drinking. First thing I did, bought a handle, big old bottle of rum and a case of beer. Started drinking on the daily, lost my job within weeks. I just quit giving a fuck. I was like, I'm not going to work, I don't need this, I don't care. I just wanted to die. So I was pretty much drinking myself to death, trying to anyways. So I stayed on that drinking binge up until about 2016. Came back to the Welcome House again. Stayed for about 4 months, left, got my own place. Had a girl move in like 3 nights after I had my own place. And as soon as I moved in my own place, I didn't even wait a week. I just immediately went to the liquor store. Because I thought, hey, I'm free, I can do what I want, I got a good job, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight and just do it on the weekends. But it went from on the weekends to a few days a week, and then after like a month of that, it went to everyday drinking again. Every day after work, going and get some drink. Every day before work, go get a 24 ounce before I go in. And eventually my boss caught on. He saw me, my face got slimmer, I wasn't getting no sleep, I was fucking shit up at work left and right, making more mistakes than ever, so he knew something was going on. And he looked at me and said, Josh, I gotta let you go. So I got fired from that job because of the alcohol. And I never stopped drinking. I was staying drunk and high. And then this year, 2019, about 8 months ago, I met this girl. So is a girl for me for some reason. Met this girl and she was smoking dope, methamphetamine. And I never really did it. I tried it when I was 17. I didn't care for it. But this time I tried it, and I was like hooked instantly. Like that shit grabbed a hold of me, and I did not want to let go. And I did some crazy shit for it. And I robbed my brother for about $600-700. He hated me for the longest. I was finally actually able to pay him back, but I was doing dope every single day. I quit my job for it. I was staying high, staying in my parents' basement. It's wet and moldy down there, nasty. Like, nobody in their right mind would want to live in that place. It's full of bugs. It was gross. And I was fucking around with this dirty girl, not even caring. I was just with her because she had the dope all the time, and I loved it. I loved the dope. I mean, it was giving me the greatest feeling ever. I got a job, and it lasted for about a month because I was staying up for 3 or 4 nights a week and then not being able to function right at work. So that job didn't last long at all. And early September, my parents finally said, it's enough. You gotta go. So there I am out on the streets again, looking for my next high, looking for my next drunk, whatever, anything to make me feel better. The last night I was on the streets was on September 10th. I was sitting by the train tracks, waiting for a train to stop. For some reason, no train stopped there that night. But any other night, that train would stop, switch over, do the relay, and go. That night, I seen 4, 5, 6, 7 trains go by me, and I sat there all fucking night from about 9 p.m. till 9 a.m. in the morning. And finally, I said, fuck it, I'm walking. I just wanted to get out of town. I wanted to leave Kansas because I was tired of being there. I brought all my problems on myself, but it was just in my head, all my problems were because I was in Kansas. I figured if I just get away from Kansas, I'll be alright. That ain't the truth. I just wanted to get high, and I was just tired of the people around me. So I started walking. I walked for probably 4 hours deeper in east or western Kansas. I couldn't walk no more. I was just too tired. I was hungry. And I called my dad. Asked my dad to come and get me. And I said, please, I need to go to detox. And that was September 12th, 2019. I went to medical detox. So it was overnight. The next day, September 13th, I came to the Welcome House. This is my 4th time going around, so I begged them to let me back in. I was desperate. It was life or death. And if I go back out there, I don't think I'll live another relapse. I really don't. So I got 2 months and a few days clean right now. I'm going strong, have a great job. General Motors, can't beat that. That's what sobriety gets you, and I know it only gets better. I'm so grateful for this place, and I'm grateful for the people around me, like my homie Derek over here. He's a good friend. I love you, bro.
All right, there you have it. That's Josh's experience, strength, and hope, man. It just goes to show if you keep coming back, man, and keep at your problem and keep looking for the solution, that you're going to find a solution eventually. And I look forward to following up on Josh's story the next time he picks up some more. On the next mile marker of his clean time, we're going to follow up with him. All right, y'all. Have a blessed night.
All the way.